good evening, or good afternoon, or whatever where you are. Welcome to the last run of this marathon, an amazing marathon that has been put up once again, but unfortunately all good things have to come to an end, and this is gonna be one of them. I'm just gonna take off my wristbands, because they're annoying. They look cool, but they're annoying. Alright, guys, ready? Yeah! Okay. So we're gonna get this underway. Hey, you take the button, bro.
Alright.
Yeah? Okay, so, get ready on timer.
Yes.
3, 2, 1, go. So hello, once again, my name is Catalyst, and we're gonna be doing Dark Souls 1 all bosses. That means we're gonna be killing all the bosses and then finishing the game. There's 26 bosses in this category. Or rather, there's 26 bosses in this game and in this category that I have to kill. So straight off the bat, I'm gonna really quick talk about the class that I chose and the blessing that I chose. So I chose Thief as my starting class, and the blessing is Black Firebombs. I choose Thief because he has good stats and a bow right at the start, and then I choose Firebombs because it's the fastest way to do things. It means that I'm missing a master key, which also means that I'll have to do some workarounds because of that. But overall, Firebombs actually save time over the master key. Anyway, I forgot, there's a guy behind me on a couch. You should probably go ahead and introduce yourself, my friend.
Hi, I'm Axis.
So Arxus is here because he's knowledgeable enough to be my co-commentator, and he's going to be helping me out with the commentary. So we already got rid of the first boss. We killed Asylum Demon. And right now I'm just picking up the starting weapons for Hunter, which is the short sword and the large leather shield, which are pretty decent weapons, but I'm not going to be using the sword for too long. Obviously, to exit the Asylum, I have to talk to Oscar. It's actually like 2 seconds faster than to kill him. I get the keys, and now I'm going to have to go ahead and pick up the bow. The bow is very important because it's used for the bread and butter glitch called the moose swap. I'm gonna get into that a bit later. So we're gonna get the bow right here. And now I'm gonna try to manipulate the hollows a little bit. So I went to the right side there, so he attacked me and then went to the other one. I'm gonna do a quit out here to skip this animation. Normally, in-game time-wise, this is a lot faster, but RTA, it's around the same time if you do a fast quit out like I did. You also might notice that my character is changing colors. That's because I'm using a color randomizer, so each time I reload the game, I'm gonna be getting a random color. Alright, so that was the Undead Asylum. We got away, and now we're gonna go ahead and kill the second boss of the run, the Taurus Demon. First I have to be careful to not get attacked by these guys. Gonna roll the firebomb. Right, so a lot with this game is just like, doing attempts, practicing and figuring out patterns, recognizing them and being able to react to them. So knowledge is really the main power in this game. On this fog gate, you see me do some menuing. That's because obviously I'm stuck in the fog gate, so I cannot really do anything else. I equip the bow and the arrows, and then I go ahead and quit out right here. That's to stop the enemies that are chasing me. Because in this game, if you quit out and load back in, what's gonna happen is the enemy positions are reset. So here I set up 2 bomb throws. I throw them in a specific spot to kill Undead Merchant, because I need a key from him. Then I do lower Undead Berg Skip right here, right into that fall damage cancel. So lower Undead Berg Skip is just the jump that I did. It allows me to skip like going around to get to this area. It's very, very simple, and there are like 3 billion ways of doing it. And then fall damage cancel is a little thing that I did where you saw me plunge on the little slope. So if, in this game, if you plunge on a slope for some reason, it's gonna allow me to roll midair, and then I roll to iframe the fall damage, basically, which allows me to just not heal and still be safe here. Then I went into the room and picked up the Metal Breaker, which is a weapon I'm going to be using for the move swap glitch. It's not a weapon that I will be just normally using to fight. Here I'm going to do the PewDiePie skip. It's called PewDiePie skip because PewDiePie did it in his casual playthrough by accident. And basically, I'm supposed to open those doors. Those are the doors that I need a key for, by the way, and the next 2 coming up. And there's a dialogue that triggers if you go close to the doors, and in that dialogue you cannot open the doors, right? But the radius on opening the doors is a little bit bigger, so I go to a specific spot to be able to just open them and then trigger the dialogue. Gonna kick this guy out of the way and proceed.
We do have a couple of donations, so tell me when it's a good
Go
time.
for it.
Alright, so then I will go for it. We have $5 from Nemesis saying, another 5 just for yelling choo-choo. What a friendly host we have. Oh, thank you. And $5 from Schoko Drink für immer saying, can I get a Laola Welle from the audience? Love you all. Have a great run. And $5 from 7Eraser7 saying, hey Carter, congratulations in advance for your world record during this run. Don't forget that you can't zip in this run. Love you.
Thank you guys for the generous donations.
And Glass of Water is donating $1 saying, Mezzo Mix Carter, that won't keep you hydrated, my friend. Someone please get my friend a glass of H2O.
Thank you very much for the donations. So in the meanwhile, while donations were being read, what I did was I killed a twinkling lizard, crystal lizard, that gave me twinkling titanite, which I'm gonna use to upgrade my weapon later on. And then I got rid of the first like real boss, which is Taurus Demon. I mean, he's still kind of a tutorial boss, but I just I'm able to basically stun him with my short sword, so I time my stun at such a time in the fight that I'm just able to finish him off with 4 hits afterwards. Here I'm gonna cut the Drake's tail, so I just resin up, which boosts my weapon, and then I shoot the Drake down, or rather I aggro him with the bow, and then I just cut his tail to get the Drake sword, which I'm gonna be using for the next couple enemies. So I'm running up this tower to kill a Black Knight. He has a 25.8% chance of giving me Black Knight Greatsword. For the purpose of this run, obviously because I'm not gonna reset, I modded the game so I get the drop 100%. I hope. There we go. Okay, we got the Black Knight Greatsword. In legit runs, you obviously, if you don't get the Black Knight Greatsword, you just reset and try again. So this is the so-called farming route. I'm gonna talk about it a little bit later on, what kind of route I'm actually doing. So yeah, right now I'm approaching the church. I'm gonna get rid of this guy, or rather get him out of the way with the Mailbreaker. There you saw the Mailbreaker's running attack. That's a very important thing. You saw it deal damage in like 2 ticks. And that's gonna be really important for the move swap glitch. That's the special moveset that I'm gonna be basically transferring to a different weapon. Right now, I'm about to do the Sense Gate skip. Arxos, you want to take it away?
Yeah, sure. We lure the enemy to get over here, and the way this works is that we parry him and perform a riposte. This riposte places us a bit out of the map, and just enough so the game thinks we are dead, but without actually hitting the death trigger.
Yes.
And what this does is it stops the game from loading some of the areas. And funny enough, movable objects have a different load area, so they get loaded later. And what that allows us to do is to go through the sense gate, which normally would be closed, and just do the Iron Golem earlier without doing the bells.
Exactly. So I don't have to ring any of the bells to basically access mid-game. That's gonna save us a trip down to Quelaag. Quite a big thing. So now we're gonna get through the funhouse. That should not be a problem, hopefully, if the cycle is right. Well, thank you very much. I'm gonna be needing that very shortly. Thank you. So the cycle is gonna be the same here every time if I quit out at the same spot, which I did, so getting through here should not be a problem. But I don't want to speak too soon. Dutch aim right there. And yeah, this can be a little bit of a tedious place casually, because like there's a lot of pressure on you, right? You got enemies shooting you, then you have these pendulums, then there's more enemies on the ground. But yeah, since I know what to do and when to do it, it's not really that big of an issue. Here I'm gonna go ahead and quit out, because the boulder is coming my way, but if I quit out and load back in, it's gonna be all the way on the bottom, so I don't have to deal with it here. I could do a boulder skip by backstepping through it, but I would take damage, which I don't want to right now. Here I dodge this trap by a little sidestep. And we're gonna be approaching Iron Golem. Iron Golem is a boss where I'm gonna be attacking his legs to stagger him. If I deal enough damage, I'm gonna stagger him. And then with a bit more damage, I can actually just throw him off of a bridge, which is really cool. And I think it's a good time to start talking about the move swap. So basically, in this game, the only weapon you can two-hand in your left hand is the bow, like so. And I'm gonna go ahead and get stuck in an animation, which is gonna be a jump roll. I'm just gonna jump, and then during the roll, I'm gonna queue up two-handing the bow. And as I queue it up, I'm gonna go ahead and switch the bow for a different weapon, which is gonna two-hand the weapon in my left hand, which is normally not possible. I'm gonna do it right here, like so. And because the bow doesn't have a moveset for running attack and plunging attack and rolling attack, it's gonna take the info from my right hand. So I'm basically transferring part of Mailbreaker's moveset to a different weapon. So I'm gonna be able to do the double hit with a normal, like a big damage dealing weapon. You're gonna see me do the running attacks here. So if I get lucky, I can do this in one cycle. If I that's pretty rare. But I'm most likely gonna have to do this in 2 cycles. So one attack to the legs. Again, as you see, the damage is being dealt twice. You also see me pan up my camera upwards because I want to make sure that I hit the leg. This one should stun. And now 2 more running attacks should throw him off of the bridge. And bye-bye. I'm gonna wait this out. Never mind.
We do have a couple more donations when you have the time.
Oh, go for it.
All right, I have a $10 donation from Mojo1987 saying, I've been watching since Wednesday when I can because I have holidays. I'm watching for the first time and I enjoyed it so much. Thank you all the runners and the tech guys. You have done a great job. I'm looking forward to GSM 2018, although I think you mean SpeedCon 2019. With Dark Souls, one of my favorite, comes to an end. Good luck, Catalyst. Thanks again to all and greetings from Cologne.
Thank you for the luck and for the donation.
And I have $10 from Mr. Brod saying, wishing my boy the best of luck. We'll donate another 5 for every death in this run.
Oh boy, it's time to suicide right now. Hey, thanks a lot, Brood.
And $10 from Oddwald saying, what is that? The GSM nearly over. Oh, come on, don't let it end here. It's Easter Monday and I have more than enough time. Please, one more run. Und frohe Ostern an euch. Thank you, Oddwald.
Happy Easter to you too.
And another $10 from Souls fan saying, your mama's so fat, she wears Havel's ring and still fat rolls.
Hey, that's a good one. I like that one. Thank you for the donations. So in the meanwhile, you saw me do just a little bit of platforming. Those are my mirror's edge skills coming in handy.
A bit more on the Drake. So the reason we get it is because even though we already have the Black Knight greatsword, the problem is you need specific stats to wield it, and the Drake sword just happens to have great early game stats, but it doesn't scale, so it becomes pretty much useless later on.
Perfect point. You might have been asking why I just don't use the Black Knight greatsword. That's because I don't have enough stats to use it. But right now I have collected enough souls to be able to level up at the next bonfire and be using it for the next boss fights. That's the main weapon of the run, and I'm basically not gonna be using any other melee weapon from now on. So you saw me do like a specific, take a specific path on the stairs. That's because normally you would go mid-air, like because the stairs are just weirdly programmed. It would fling you mid-air or give you like an invisible wall. If I take that specific path, it's actually not gonna do that, and I can just continue normally. So I level up endurance, I level up strength and dexterity, and now I'm good to go for the rest of the run basically with these 3 stats. The only thing I'm gonna be leveling up is attunement and intelligence. Attunement giving me spellcasting slots, and intelligence giving me more damage to my spells. Which brings me to the route that I'm doing right now, which is Swordle Mage. So it sounds very, very funny, I guess, but it basically is what it sounds. I get a big sword, and then I become a mage later on. But yeah, it's basically Black Knight Greatsword plus Sorcery, but in the Speed Souls community, in Dark Souls 1, it's kind of a habit, a tradition to just name routes weirdly like this. So what you see me there is jump off of the elevator. That's because I quit out, and you see the elevator is not there. So I jump off the elevator and then quit out before it gets to its designated position, and that puts it back to the bottom, which will come in handy later on in the round when I have to use it in that position.
Coming up next are the infamous archer of Arno Londo. And if you have played this game casually, you will remember them. Gladly in a speedrun, they aren't that big of a problem because you somewhat know what they are doing, but they can still screw you over from time to time.
We also have two more donations, one from La Planète Sauvage saying, "It would be grossly incandescent if the audience could praise the sun to support our runner." And $2 from René Gufke saying, "Shoutouts to Hans-Walter Kraus and Frohe Ostern."
Happy instant to you too. Thank you for the donations. So you saw me get rid of the Silver Knight Archer quite quickly with the Drake Sword. I used the R2 attack, which is like a slam that has a shockwave and it just throws him off. I'm gonna take the safety bonfire, which I wouldn't normally take in a run, but coming up is the very infamous Ornstein and Smo duo that, you know, made a lot of people rage quit this game in their first playthroughs, and I can't blame them.
They really had good reasons.
So here again I'm gonna perform the Muso, but this time on the BKGS. And yeah, this fight can be really, really bad. It's gonna depend a lot on RNG. Hopefully I'll try to play it like as safe as possible, because I don't really care about like time loss here. I just don't want to die. But yeah, it's gonna take me 3 running attacks to kill Ornstein, or Ornstein, whatever. Okay, I got the decent opener. Let's... Oh, never mind. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Orny is glitchy. Yeah, that was no way. Damn. Well, that's a couple bucks for Brood already. Yeah, so I got really unlucky because I got hit through the fog gate by the Guardian. And then what you saw Orny do is he basically gets into this charge, and then he can, if he gets stuck behind an object, his AI is just gonna break. Well, this is really unfortunate, because now without the cutscene, the fight might be a little bit weird. But let's see. You also saw me heal before the fight. That's because I can actually tank one hit, as you saw through the fog gate. So it can come in handy when I can kill Ornstein, and then I would get hit by Smo, I will survive. So that's the reason. Okay, we got the walking opener this time. I'm gonna pick up my souls. Ooh, you okay, buddy? All good. Okay, Smo is being AFK. Okay, this was really good. Well, it wasn't really good, but it was pretty good by Smo just not doing anything. And now with Smo it's a bit better, because he has a really low point, so I can just stun him with the attack. And if I do it correctly, I can just stun lock him like this. And then the only thing he can do is jump away, and I cannot like stun him from the jump, but other than that I should be able to finish him off. There we go, okay, so that's ONS.
The main problem with this boss is that they don't care what the other boss is doing, so they can attack you at the same time. And we also don't want to attack both of them, because once one dies, the other one has full health again.
Okay, so here I'm gonna shoot the illusion of Guinevere to get the Lord Vessel. It's faster than just going through dialogue, and then I'm gonna bone back. So another thing that I'm doing is duping my bones and souls. You mind explaining that, Artos?
Yeah, it's pretty similar to the move move swap, we queue up an animation, and while we in this animation, we both use the bone and also go into the inventory and use instead an Estus flask in the most cases, and which allows us to do is that instead of the bone, the Estus gets used, and we can replenish them at bonfires, so we don't really need them, and it let us keep our bone.
Yes,
basically.
it's gonna use the Estus charge instead of just consuming the soul or the bone. So the bone, obviously, it teleports me to my last bonfire that I set on. I kind of messed up here. I unfortunately dropped my shields, which I would use on this guy here, but we managed. Okay, so infamous hollow room. Okay, that's fine. Okay, cool.
Would now be a good time for donations?
Yes, go for it.
I have $3 from Der Wurstverkäufer saying, "You guys are the best. Anna Londe always reminds me of your friend Kumpelblase. You will be missed." And I have $10 from Das Yorkie giving us a German Family Guy quote. I will read in English saying, "Thank you, we're the Cantina Band. If you have any requests, shout them out. Play that same song." Alright, same song, here we go. And $10 from Twitch Police saying, "Excuse me, Mr. Streamer. This is the official Twitch chat police. We know you committed a serious crime by modding your game in a marathon. We are taking you in right now, Fungineer."
Let me finish the run. Okay, so I killed the gargoyles here, the bell gargoyles. It's supposed to be an early game boss, so now that I like approach it with the BKGS and with the Mooslope, I deal insane amount of damage.
And that also explains why we want to not do them earlier and wait before we kill them.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons. There's another reason which I will not really go into, but basically if I wanted to kill gargoyles easier, or rather earlier, I would have to take an extra bonfire, which obviously I don't want. Okay. So now I'm gonna approach Stray Demon, which means we're gonna go back to the asylum, but before that I'm gonna do some menuing here. I'm gonna buy some items. Okay, so what I bought there are 2 spells, Fall Control and Great Heavy Soul Arrow. About Fall Control, I'm gonna talk about it a bit later. Great Heavy Soul Arrow is your typical just spell that takes a while to cast. I'm gonna be using it just for one boss, basically. And then I buy the Sorcerer's Catalyst. Haha! And that obviously allows me to use those sorceries. And then I buy a Bellowing Dragon Crest Ring, which boosts my sorceries by 20%.
And you just saw him doing a dupe of the Soul of Smoke.
Yes. So here, since I kind of messed up and dropped the wrong items, I'm gonna drop the hammer here, which I necessarily didn't have to, but it doesn't really hurt me. So now I'm just waiting for the crowd to pick me up so we can go, you can see down on the bottom. So we can go back to the asylum and we're gonna fight Stray Demon, which you can, that's the first boss that you can actually see. If you start the game and then look to the right straight away, you will see Stray Demon. And the problem is that I'm like, in this route, I'm delaying picking up RTSR, which is a ring that will double my damage when I'm low on health. So this guy is really tanky, and it's gonna take 6.5 attacks to kill him. That's a good opener, so I get 1 free attack. There's no follow-up, but that's okay. I have to wait after this attack because there's a weird shockwave. So if I get too close, I'm actually gonna get hit, even though he like already finished the attack. So as I said, it's gonna take 6.5 attacks, so that attack on the tail that just did 1 tick was still good and saved me an attack. So that was Stray Demon. That's cool. But now's coming the real boss of this arena, which is this stupid Black Knight. I cannot kill him in 1 hit, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna instead dodge him. Hopefully he does a running attack. Okay, that should be good. And then I'm gonna turn around while duping my bone. Oh, never mind. Don't kill me. Okay, cool. That was a bit close. I forgot that my prompt was gonna be on no. But yeah, I basically use a bone, not dupe it. And the plan was to turn around as I'm using it, and then he's gonna do a running attack, but since he's on the stairs and I'm below them, he's gonna whiff. If he doesn't do the running attack as I'm approaching him, I can be in some trouble, and I'm gonna try to use a quit out, but yeah, that guy can be really annoying. I'm glad that it went well. Okay, so we got the peculiar doll, which will allow us to enter the painted worlds, which, fun fact, it's actually the prototype level that they made, like the first level. But Miyazaki, the director of this game, thought it was so cool that they had to add it to the final game. So they just put here this big-ass painting, and then you just enter the painting, and you're in this cold, freezing world.
We just received a $100 anonymous donation. Saying, if only speedruns had time to kill Lautrec.
Well, we usually did, but not anymore, in this route at least. But thank you so much for the generous donation. So here you see me running through Painted World, and what I'm going to be doing is something new. I'm going to be going ahead and picking up a red sign soapstone. Now, to those who played this game before, or like know this game, you might be asking, why are you picking up a multiplayer item in a speedrun? Well, I will explain in a bit, but I'm gonna need it for now. I'm gonna go ahead and attack these crowd demons, because getting around them can be annoying. In a run, I would normally try to like go to one side to bait them and then go around them. But in a marathon, I just take the safer option of, yeah, basically hitting them with my greatsword. Also, they just died, because why not? So now I'm gonna do a little skip. Since this is a prototype level, it's not very perfect. I'm gonna heal first, for safety. And I'm gonna drop on this invisible ledge, and then airwalk a little bit, and then just drop down and skip the Under Dragon on the top. So now I wanna make sure that these guys don't shoot me. Cool. And now we're gonna fight Priscilla, which is the waifu of a lot of Dark Souls 1 players. So I'm sorry for killing her, but rules are rules. So what I'm gonna do is the bow strat, the arrow strat. First I'm gonna roll from the fog gate so I don't get hit through it again. And then I shoot her with an arrow. I'm gonna moose up in the fight, try to lock onto her to see where she is. If I didn't get the lock on, I would be able to see the arrow and then instantly know where she's actually located. Okay, this is the perfect fight. Basically, she's doing the good attacks, so I just do 4 running attacks, and she's dead. Then I'm gonna go ahead and do a bone. And funny thing is, if you exit Painted World, the game automatically gives you the last bonfire, the Analondo bonfire, which I never took. So now I'm on a bonfire that I've never actually taken in the run, which is really good. So I'm menuing, and now I'm gonna go ahead and do a pretty complicated glitch. But basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cram my inventory, which is a leftover mechanic from Demon Souls. Hold on, let me do this menuing first, and I will explain. Oops. So basically, cramming my inventory means that I have too much weight in my backpack, basically. What I do is I do a quantity storage glitch, which is a glitch that was actually found in December last year by Kamul. And that allows me to basically buy one pike that weighs 999 pikes. Also, dialogue. And there's RTSR all of a sudden. So basically what I do there is I grab my inventory, and then if I have a ring equipped and I try to unequip it, it's gonna give me that dialogue sign. And then if I press OK on it, it's gonna put me to the last inventory slot that I try to open, basically. And then that allows me to equip item of one category to a slot of another category. So I equip a consumable, the red sign soapstone, to my ring slot. And because the red sign soapstone shares the same ID number as the RTSR, the red tearstone ring, that's gonna double my damage when I'm low on health, it's gonna actually transform the soapstone into RTSR. So that's the reason why this route is actually the fastest right now. I didn't mean to jump, but that's okay. because it allows us to skip picking up RTSR manually, and instead we can just go ahead and get it thanks to ESM, equipment slot manipulation, or flexing, as we call it, because Flex is the name of the guy who found this. I don't know what he was drinking when he found it, but thank you. Or that, yes. But he's French, so maybe he was just eating baguettes, who knows? So now we're gonna approach Hydra, and I'm gonna start setting up RTSR, so I'm gonna take some fall damage. It's gonna be a bit Monka Shake, health-wise, but it should be fine. Ah, there we go, easy. So that's actually 3 HP right there. And then I'm gonna do another fall damage cancel, but this time with fall control, which will allow me to just not even like roll, I just completely survive. And now we're gonna fight Hydra, and Hydra is not a boss, but I need to kill Hydra to access the DLC, which obviously has bosses that I need to kill. Reach. Okay, cool. Now the last attack. And one more jump, and Hydra is dead. Okay, nice. That's really good. And now I'm gonna approach this side of the lake, because this is where, after killing Hydra, the golem will spawn. And the golem has a Princess Dusk covered in it. I don't know why, I don't know what the golem did. But I need to kill him to free Dusk, and then thanks to Dusk I'm gonna be able to kill a golem in Duke's Archives, and thanks to getting the item from that golem, I'm gonna be able to access the DLC later on. So let's see what this guy does. Okay, nothing. That's fine. So we're gonna talk to Dusk real quick. And then
we have another $5 from Mr. Brutt saying $5 for the death counter. Thank you.
Thank you for being the man of your word. Once I die 15 times, I'm not sure you're gonna be able to keep this up. I mean, it's the last run of the marathon. I can go worse to it, right? Okay. It's the tradition. Okay. The classic win death. Okay, okay. I see you. Can you attack? What just happened? I like got poked. I didn't take damage. What? That was really weird. But again, I'm taking damage intentionally to get into RTSR for the next fight, which is going to be Sif. Here I'm going to cast Fall Control. So what Fall Control normally does is it basically the falls where you normally would take some damage, you take no damage at all. But I can abuse it for 2 glitches, which is the fall damage cancel, which you already saw, which is, again, just plunging a slope, and then if I have fall control, I will just straight up survive. And then the second one is a fall control quit out, which basically, if I fall from somewhere and then quit out as I hit the ground, I can actually quit out before the game kills me, but still stores the position on the bottom. And then once I load in, thanks to fall control being activated, I'm not going to take any damage, so I can basically survive any fall thanks to fall control. Okay, so Sif can be a little bit of a tricky fight. It really depends on RNG, because Sif can just decide to be an asshole and bunny hop around, so let's hope he doesn't do that. Okay, really good fight. And then I just use a bomb afterwards. Okay, that was really nice, because Sif can be really, really bad and lose like up to 20 seconds roughly with bad RNG. So now I'm gonna go ahead and kill the 4 kings. So basically, in order to access Kill, if you haven't played the game, which is the final location of the game with the final boss, I need to kill certain bosses that give me the Lord Souls, and there's 4 of them. And right now we're approaching the first one, which is 4 kings. Except there's not really gonna be 4 kings. Spoiler. First, again, I'm gonna set up RTSR on this elevator by doing 2 backsteps. Then I'm gonna send the elevator upwards, because I'm gonna have to use it one more time later on in the game. Then mid-air, I just do some menuing. Basically, once I jump, I have I have like half a second to access an equipment slot, and then I can just switch items mid-air. As in, like, that one item because it will not allow me to enter the slot again. And here I'm going to perform the fall control quit out, except it's going to kind of glitch out the game, let's say. I'm going to survive a fall I shouldn't survive, and I'm going to perform a thing called seal skip. So if you've played this game, you will know that in order to access 4 kings, you actually need to... I might have actually missed. Damn, this might be actually a death. Get ready, Brood. Okay, I'm back on the top. Okay, cool. I did miss, but I'm back on the top, which is good. Okay, get away, Ghost.
We have 2 more donations if we have the time.
Yes.
I have $15 from Grim32 saying, he has $15 to hit the goal. As a British guy, I love the shot at the French about eating baguettes. And a $10 anonymous donation saying, can I get a hype? And yes, you can, because we have successfully raised $6,500, everybody! Woo!
That is awesome. Thank you so much for your generosity, guys. So now the game is a little bit glitched. I don't have to lower the water to access 4 kings this way. As I said, it's basically just a fall control quit out. So I'm gonna drop into the 4 kings arena, and I'm gonna drop an item that's gonna allow me to know roughly where the second king is gonna spawn, and I'm gonna do a setup where I can basically attack the king as he's dying, and that way I can only kill 2 kings instead of 4. So you see me die, and I get 1 more hit in, 1 more running attack, and I basically on the health bar that, you know, is shared by all the kings. Like, each king has an individual health bar, so I killed the first king, but the entire boss fight is consisted of several kings, so they have a health bar shared, but I can actually just kill them, and yeah.
And the entire fight is on a timer, that's why we had to wait there. And that also allows us to do... that also allows us to spawn more than 4 kings, because after a set period of time there can be a total of 4 kings, and if you already have killed one, there will just spawn a 5th one.
Yeah, there's gonna be just the 5th king, because I don't know, they give out 3 DLCs or something. Definitely not made by EA, I can tell you that. Okay, so we kill the kings, and then we talk to Kath, which brings us here to how's this play called again?
Names?
I don't know, it's basically before Kiln, and we put down the Lord Vessel there, which is the item that allows us to warp between bonfires that I got from Guinevere back in Anolondo. And I put it down there, but don't rest at it, because I would lose the ability to get back to that Darkroot bonfire that I just warped from. So I put it down and then just boned back. Kath is one of the 2 serpents in this game. There's gonna be also Framt. You're gonna see him as well, but a lot later on in the run. You're also gonna hear him sleeping at one point. So now I teleport to Adelondo to go ahead and slay the second boss that has a Lord Soul, which is Seath. So first I'm gonna have to go through the famous Duke's Archives. But let's say first I have to go through this boar, like literally. Like that. So I just iframe that attack. It can be a little bit tricky if you don't have a good visual cue, but I have one, so it's okay. Okay, now I'm gonna dupe Sif's soul twice, because I need those souls to level up my character later on. And I'm not doing anything on the elevator, so I just dupe it twice. And now I'm gonna kill this blue crystal golem, which is gonna drop the broken pendant, which is the item I was talking about that's gonna allow us to enter the DLC. Oh, that was a bit close. I'm gonna go around this bookshelf, which usually, it's a bit slower, and I usually don't do it, but it's a safe strat. So I just made sure that I don't get shot by the sorcerers. Hello? Can you not? And here I'm gonna do Sif's Soul twice again, because it's another elevator ride. And after that, I'm gonna abuse some of the objects here and perform a Duke skip, which is gonna skip large portion of Duke's archives, hopefully. So jump on this elevator, then I'm just gonna drop down here and get it first try. Easy peasy. Easiest skip in the game, except when you fail it once, you fail it like 10 times in a row. That's just how it works. So yeah, we skipped a huge portion of Duke's archives with like the first Seath encounter and stuff that you normally in a casual playthrough go through. Here again, I'm gonna do a full control quit out. I'm gonna jump in front of these doors. It's faster than just taking the ladder. So I'm quite high on HP, which I do not like. I'm gonna have to use some special measures to get into RTSR again for Seath. So first is gonna be the drop off of this balcony, and then I'm gonna use like a little slope, which is gonna deal damage to me. I'm gonna approach the crystal caves. Crystal caves are just gonna be skipped basically with the full control quit out. It's a really cool one because I'm landing on a invisible platform, so I don't really see where I'm going, but it looks cool to do it. So I'm gonna take the slope down here to take damage, cast full control, and then I'm gonna jump in this direction. Menu midair, because why not? And then quit out as I hit this invisible platform. Okay, so here you see a bunch of crystal lizards doing whatever. Just 3 of them. I don't know what they're doing down here, but I'm gonna quit out to spawn them back in, and then I'm gonna kill them. 1, 2 R2s. I mean R1s, sorry. Again, those give me materials to upgrade my weapon later on. Thanks, dude.
More cheating.
Airwalking, just like in Uncharted. This is what happens when textures are too expensive. Okay, so here you see these clamps, and these clamps can actually get into the next fight if I don't take the correct path. So I'm gonna try to bait out attacks from them so they slow down. But basically, like at this place where I'm right now, this is where the fog gate spawns. And if the clamp gets through it before it spawns, I'm gonna have it in the fight. But this should be just fine. So first I gotta shoot C's Crystal of Immortality, then move swap, and then just get rid of him real quick. Because as you can see, BKGS is doing a lot of damage at this point. Combined with RTSR, and Seath is dead. Was a nice Seath, Buzzy's over now. Gonna pop Priscilla's Soul, and then dupe a bone off of the pop animation. And now we're gonna go ahead and kill Moonlight Butterfly, if he doesn't fly away like he did on Wednesday. So yeah, what can happen is Moonlight Butterfly can just decide to fly away from the arena, and then you can only save it by quitting out. Like, I have no idea why. Good programming, just from soft things, honestly. Like, it never happened to me before, and then when I arrived on Wednesday and did the first practice run, it happened instantly. I was like, nice. This marathon's gonna be good. But yeah, this is the boss that I'm gonna use the Great Heavy Soul Arrow for. I already used it for Hydra, but as I said, Hydra is not a boss, so this is the first and only boss that I'm gonna use it for. Upon entrance, Butterfly has iframes, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna dupe a soul and then pop it, because I don't need it anymore. It also allows me to do a really good setup that the first attack lands as the iframes end. So gonna do 720, because why not? I'm gonna be using the shield that I bought from Andre earlier. Okay, I'm gonna play this a little bit safer. I'm gonna wait for one more attack. Never mind, I guess. So we're just gonna attack ourselves. Let's do one more. Okay, so this was a pretty good Butterfly. Swap the ring and then bone out. You see me boning out like before I get the victory achieved screen. That's because if I am in the confirmation box and I get the victory achieved screen, it's gonna cancel the confirmation box, so I lose the ability to bone out and I have to do it again. So that's why you time it like that, to minimize the time loss. However, what can happen is that if you mess up, you can bone out too early and then you don't get the boss kill, and it, you know, you never kill the boss. You have to go back. So now we're gonna approach the DLC, which is a really, really, really cool place. Like, it's got some of the best fights in the entire game. Like, it's a really, really good DLC. But obviously the bosses are going to be a little bit tankier, well, some of them. So we might have some trouble somewhere. It's pretty RNG dependent. I'm going to take this jump again. And perform this full damage cancel one more time. Like so. We got the Norwegian super slope. Awesome. So do you want to talk a bit about Guardian Arxos?
No, I don't like him.
Yeah, it's a pretty annoying boss, especially in this route, because the problem with this route is my endurance. My endurance is a lot lower than in the old routes, the Maildraker route that was fastest for like a year and a half or something. So that's the issue that I have. I cannot do 2 running attacks in a row, so like I'm gonna stun him, I'm gonna stagger him with the first, but then I cannot finish him off. So yeah, I might get into some trouble. Hopefully not.
In general, stamina management is the biggest issue in this route, and especially during boss fights, you can have the situation where you just aren't allowed to roll because you are out of stamina.
So like here, I'm gonna stun him, but I cannot finish him off right now because I cannot do another running attack. Oh, well, I'm gonna finish him off right here. Okay, that was actually a decent fight. There's sometimes he can just go full Pikachu mode, and if that happens, I have to like dodge his lightning bolts, or rather lightning balls, and it's really it can be a really annoying fight. This one, well, actually pretty well. So yeah, now we are basically in the past. The DLC happens in the past. Ulosiel is the Darkroot Garden in the past, and we're gonna talk to mushrooms because that's just normal, I guess, in a world like this. I'm gonna take the safety bonfire that I normally wouldn't take, but I want to make sure that if I die on Artorias, I don't have to go as... I don't spawn as far. I'm gonna buy Hidden Body, which is a spell that should do what the name suggests, but not necessarily. Hidden Body basically allows me to get the enemies to aggro on me a bit later, so I can pass by them without being spotted too soon to die. Okay, here I'm gonna quit out because I aggroed some enemies that I don't want. I'm gonna switch to the Catalyst, cast Fall Control, because what I'm gonna be doing is the Royal Wood Skip. So Royal Wood Skip used to be a normal Fall Control quit out, but the problem is that there's an elevator on the bottom at the hole that I'm gonna be dropping to. And the thing is that on elevators, or on moving platforms in general, the game doesn't store your position. So I would do the quit out, and then I would spawn all the way back. We used an enemy to bounce us to the side of it, but since fall damage cancel is a thing, also recently found, I can just do this and then survive the fall without any issues. So here I'm gonna buy a safety bomb for later on as well. Oh. But also other items that I'm gonna be using. Okay, cool. I'm gonna quit out because I have fall control on, and thanks to, well, not necessarily thanks, but due to the fact that I took the bonfire, I'm not in RTSR setup anymore, so I have to set it up. So I'm gonna halve my HP by using this ring. You might have seen me do that a couple times already. It's a ring that gives me extra spell cast, which I do not really care about. Well, I kinda do, but not now. And it halvens my HP, so if I just ring swap, if I swap onto the ring and then back, I'm gonna have half HP, and that's gonna allow me to just take enough damage to get into RTSR. Okay, so Artorias should be pretty straightforward, unless he does like one attack that's a bit iffy. So let's see how it goes, because Black Knight Greatsword actually has a really long stagger time, so I can basically just stun lock him, if lucky. Well, it was a nice Artorias, but goodbye, I guess. So this is normally one of the like best fights in the game, but we just completely demolished him thanks to RTSR and Black Knight Greatsword. So now I'm gonna have to level up some stuff again. This time it's gonna be Attunement and Intelligence, as I was saying. Attunement to get an extra spellcasting slot, and Intelligence... Intelligence for some extra sorcery power. So what you saw me use there as I entered the fight is a Green Blossom. Green Blossom, if you look at my stamina right now, if I let go of sprint, look at the regen. It regens really fast, so that's what the Green Blossom does. It's really helpful here in the DLC, because I can just get them while I'm on my way to Artorias. It doesn't really cost me that much time, and I need to get Lloyd's Talisman anyway, which saves time. So buying the Blossoms is, you know, it's an obvious thing to do. And then Lloyd's Talisman, what it does is, if you throw it at a chest and the chest is a mimic, it's gonna kill it. Or basically like paralyze it so you can pick up the item from the chest. And since I have played this game once or twice before, I kind of know where the mimic is, so I'm just gonna use the Lloyd's Talisman on it to get the crest key, which is gonna allow me to enter a certain part of the DLC. But first I'm gonna run to Calamite, which is a boss. But basically, what's supposed to happen is you're supposed to trigger him like this. Dog, can you not? No. Bye. Okay, so I trigger the boss. Normally, if you go down there, you're gonna get destroyed because he's just flying and he's gonna kill you with his fire. But I trigger him like this and then go back. And what I have to do is I have to go to Goth, and to get to him, I need to get that key that I was talking about. And Goth is one of the legendary knights of Gwyn. Whatever, let's not really get into the plot, but if you're interested in the plot, I really recommend watching some videos or reading some articles about it, because the plot in Dark Souls 1 is like just fantastic, honestly. It's really, 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 really good. So without a full control quit out down this elevator, I can actually like hit that platform just barely, so I do not land on the elevator and doesn't reset my position. And here I use the hidden body. So as you can see, these guys are like aggroing a bit later. That's thanks to the hidden body spell that I'm using right now. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna use the talisman and then kill the monkey with great heavy soul arrow, hopefully. Okay, that went really well. Okay, so I baited an attack from him. Now I'm gonna just drop down. I kind of wanna heal up, I guess, for this bridge. But then my hidden body will run out sooner. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. I mean, death here doesn't lose that much time. But yeah, these guys are quite annoying. Can be really tricky to dodge. Yeah, like that. That's why I healed. Now I need to see where the spell is. Easy.
Do we have a little time for donation?
Yes, go for it.
Nemesis donates another $5 saying donations are officially reopened. Kappa. And yes, just because we've reached 6,500 doesn't mean that donations are closed. You can still donate until the end of this run. Do it, save the children.
So here you see me do another full control quit out. Normally what I would do, I would use the ring that I told you about, the Dusk Crown ring that gives me extra spell cast, because I only have one charge of hidden body right now. And I need two, so I would use this ring to get that extra spell cast, but it would be pretty risky, so instead I'm just taking this bonfire to replenish them, and also have full HP for the next thing that I'm gonna do, which is the Dark Bead pickup. So I'm picking up Dark Bead. You wanna tell us, Arxos, what Dark Bead is?
It's literally cheating, but without the cheating part. It's actually so good that it deals more damage than our glitched Black Knight greatsword.
Yes, it is a sorcery spell that's really broken, because it's a DLC spell that we're gonna be using outside of the DLC, so it's really, really, really strong. You're gonna see it after the DLC, because after the DLC, the run is basically just rushed to the finish. Everything that was left unkilled is gonna get killed, and it's gonna get killed fast. So here you see me setting up RTSR with the ring again. And I'm gonna do a thing called Mana's Foggate Skip. I'm gonna do a little tricky jump here, which is gonna allow me to just jump into the arena from a different place that I should. And again, just like with 4 Kings, I don't actually take damage from this fall. Okay, so this is Manas. I'm not gonna attack after this because it's actually risky. And I might die again thanks to the fact that I don't have enough stamina. So this guy at 50 HP is gonna start casting. If I get good RNG, he's gonna jump away. And he does a circle. Okay, this fight is done. And oh, never mind. Okay, that's fine. I just have to dodge one more attack. Never mind. Let's dodge one more. Oh, okay. I went back to his range, so he just continues this loop. Okay. As said, this fight is done. So I got really good RNG, but I messed up, and one part of my move swap missed, which forced me to dodge some more attacks. But fortunately enough, I'm a god gamer, and I did it easily. I'm not. I don't even have the recce, so feels bad, man. Anyway, I'm gonna warp back, and now we're gonna. I'm gonna have to sit at this bonfire because I took that extra bonfire before Manus that I normally wouldn't. You sometimes also, if you see frame drops, it's not the stream being weird. It's not my PC being weird. It's just the port of this game is not really even a port. Like, it's basically the game taken from the original PS3 or Xbox. I don't know which version they used. And it's made to work on PC, but they never did any optimizations, anything. They only released it on PC because the fans really, really wanted it. So on console it was released in 2011, but PC was released 2012. So this is Goff. We're gonna talk to him. I'm gonna do like little dialogue skips here by running out of the range. And then I say yes, that I want him to shoot down Calamite, and then we bone back.
And you might also be wondering why we don't use the fan patch called the S-Fix, which would allow us to change the frame rate to 60 FPS, but unfortunately that screws up the physics, so yeah, we can't use that.
Yeah, that's the thing. Normally the S-Fix is allowed, but the entire FPS unlock feature has to be completely turned off. But like using other features of the S-Fix as like making the texture sharper and stuff is completely allowed. I don't use it personally because I'm just used to the vanilla look of the game. But if you wanna speedrun the game, then the S-Fix is allowed unless you use the FPS unlock feature. By that being said, if you are interested in starting to speedrun any Soulsborne game, go ahead to speedsouls.com, your #1 site for speedruns of these games. Okay, so now we're gonna approach Calamite, and this guy is an asshole. He's an asshole because his hitboxes are absolute trash, his AI is absolute trash, and if I get good RNG, it can be a really good fight. If I get bad RNG, I can get into an pretty much undodgeable situation. So let's see what happens. So far, this seems like a good opener. Okay, this is the good opener. I'm gonna get 2 free attacks here, which is really good. And let's see what the follow-up is gonna be. Jump back, slash. Okay, he should be dead. If I can hit this one last attack. Okay, bye, Calamite. Okay, that was really good RNG. It was basically a perfect fight. That was really damn good.
He can charge at you, which makes it almost impossible to dodge his following attack, and it's really bad.
Yeah, basically, thanks to his AI being so stupid, what he can do is, like, when you're next to a wall, he's gonna do charge, that's like a long-range attack, and then during the entirety of the charge, he actually has a killing hitbox, so, like, it's almost impossible to dodge it at that point. Okay, so now we are done with the DLC. That was pretty good, Deathless DLC. I like that, I like that. Now we saw also Fram sleeping there on the water. So it's kind of funny because we're at the end of the game and we still haven't rang one of the bells, which normally obviously shouldn't be possible. But I finally attuned Dark Beats. Now we're using the big guns, and yeah, it's gonna be a blast right now. So yeah, as I was saying earlier, this late game now is just rushed to the finish with some really cool things as well, like malfunctioning AI with a skeleton, whatever. But first we gotta approach, before we destroy everybody, we're gonna approach the hardest boss in the game. Do you know what boss it is, Arxos?
Pinwheel.
Yes, we're gonna approach Pinwheel. Monka Shake indeed. But first, I'm not gonna take a selfie like someone else in the audience. Haha. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a full control quit out. Yes, I was mentioning Exonerus, who's taking selfies during all of his runs. So, I gotta dodge these bone wheels. I'm just gonna do a little 360 like this. So since pinwheel is so hard, Arxos, you wanna kill him yourself? You wanna take the honor? I'm gonna jump into the cutscene for you. And then you just skip the cutscene and take it away. Use, yes, with options, sprint with circle, and then R1 to kill. You just sprint towards him. Nice.
Wait.
Can I take it?
Different controller. Why are you playing with a PS3
We
controller?
almost died to pinwheel. What are you doing, Arxos?
I want to...
You're trying to sabotage this run.
Yeah.
No.
Rude.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Well, I mean, as long as I'm underestimated, I'm just gonna be dying to Gwyn, like some Finnish guy. Shoutouts to my boy Noobist.
I forgot you're playing with the PS4 controller.
It's okay, my man. It's okay. We know you suck now. It's fine.
Wow.
Yes, PS4 Master Race.
No.
But no, that actually scared me, bro. We almost died there.
Hell. Almost.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Just don't run this game, okay?
So yeah, I will just continue learning routes and never finishing a run.
Yes, that sounds about what you should be doing, yes. Okay, so you saw me take a bonfire. Normally that's not a bonfire I would take in a run. It's just for safety. If something happens at Nito, I would lose like 5 minutes. So instead, if I die at Nito right now, I'm gonna lose like 2.5. But I shouldn't really die there unless something really stupid happens, because we have Darkbeat, and Darkbeat is pretty good. Little jump here that I did here, like a little shortcut. You saw me like when I was already like kind of falling down. I still jumped and got to the higher platform. Here I'm gonna cast Hidden Body again. Normally I would not do it in a run, because it's a little bit of a peach strat. It loses like 2 seconds, I think. So it's not that big of a deal, but in a marathon I don't want to risk dying again before the boss fight. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do Hidden Body. So Nito is a boss that has one attack that's really dangerous that I'm gonna have to watch out for, which is a Scream attack. If that's coming, I have to roll it. It's basically he puts the sword into the ground, and then it's basically it sticks out of the ground on my location, and it can obviously one-shot me, as most things in this game one-shot me. I'm gonna ring swap to make sure that I get RTSR from the next drop. I'm gonna cast Hidden Body again because he has little skeletons. Then I'm gonna unequip my shield if I get a stored roll and a Scream at the same time for a setup. Which I didn't, but here comes the Scream. So I have to roll it. Now I'm gonna approach Nito straight up. And I'm gonna use Darkbeat because it's pretty good. And yeah, that was Nito. Nice fight. It takes him like, it's really funny because Nito is the first of the deads, but it takes him so long to actually die. Like, basically if you trade with him, with a lot of the bosses, if you trade, you die, but you also get the kill, but not with Nito. So again, I have to do an extra warp and then rest here to compensate for the safety bonfire that I took. And then you saw me equip the ring again that halvens my HP. That's because from the next drops I want to set up RTSR for Keeping Dragon. It's a little bit of a risky strat, hopefully it doesn't backfire. But it should be fine. Because there's gonna be more dogs, and as you know, dogs are awesome, but not when it comes to Dark Souls. Like, this is not the worst games when it comes to dogs. This is not the worst game when it comes to dogs in the Soulsborne series, but like dogs in Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3 are quite something. So again, I'm gonna do low-rounded bird skip, but never fucking mind. So I just got cheated. Language is okay. Yeah, I got a little bit cheated there, because Scheiße.
I'm actually surprised you didn't blame Miyazaki yet.
Well, I could, but he's probably sleeping right now, so he couldn't have done that. Anyway, let's try this again, shall we? Yay, we got it this time. Okay, so I jumped like a little bit way too far to the left, and then the building pushed me away. Are you serious? What? RKO out of nowhere, what? Brute, get on it, okay?
Oh. You didn't let me kill you, so it's just justified that you died there.
Yes, basically. I just compensated for Arxos being bad.
Wowee.
Alright, that was really unfortunate because I got a stored roll. I haven't talked about that yet, but a stored roll basically is what it is that this game accepts inputs on frame-by-frame basis, not like usual games where it's RTA. And then that brings a lot of issues, but also like a lot of the glitches that I'm using are caused by that thing. But a stored roll is basically when I'm canceling my fall animation with a roll will not happen and get stored into the memory, and then when I like do another input like a block, it's gonna roll instead. And that's what happened there, so I got stuck on the ground for a little bit. Also, hi Capra, bye Capra. And the enemy got to actually kill me. That was really unfortunate, but I guess next time I will know that if I get a stored roll, I have to be careful. No, don't do it. Ooh, that was close. Okay, so I got really unlucky. What I did there when I killed Capra is I quit out as he died, which gave me the kill, but spawned me outside of the fog gate. However, the dog actually blocked me when I tried to get past them. And then I wanted to make sure that I don't die, so I just ran away and healed up and quit out. So I'm gonna lose the RTSR setup, unfortunately, for Gaping Dragon, but that should be fine, especially if I get the good attack. But yeah, RTSR would allow me to two-shot the Gaping Dragon no matter what attack he's gonna do. Right now I can still get a two-shot if he does the good attack. It's gonna be more than a two-shot if he doesn't. Even though, even if he does the good attack, I can still get a three-shot instead of a two-shot if I mess up. Zets, did Brute donate already? Guess not. He was bad, man. Alright, so now we're getting to Gaping Dragon. Which is a really cool boss in my opinion. Like, it's really nicely designed. And the lore behind it is also really cool. It's like the last dragon of the primordial dragons. Okay, he did the good attack. It's still gonna be a three-shot because I kind of messed up, but that's okay. And he's like the last guy that's left, and you see him like transformed like this because he was, you know, affected by the fire, and by that I mean like by life. So he felt hunger, he felt despair and stuff like that. But yeah, now he's dead, so it's fine. So, you see me going down to this elevator to New Londo again. That means I'm gonna go ahead and set up RTSR for the second time on this elevator. And we're gonna approach Izolith, which is the lava area which just burns eyes because of the amazing textures that were developed in that area.
You might be wondering why we go to New London Ruins for Izolith, but there is a nice trick that allows us to skip to Quellac, which is right below New London Ruins.
Yeah, I have to do this. It's actually slower than just going through the shortcut and then going through Blighttown to Quellac. It's slower by 2 seconds. But I have to do this because I don't have the master key, so I cannot access the shortcut. This is the thing that I was talking about at the very beginning of the route when I was explaining that I need to do some workarounds for this start with the Black Fire Bombs to work. However, Blighttown skip is really, really cool. It's just gonna be a full control quit out, but if I go from one area to another, so let's say if I just drop down to Quellac's domain, and as the text for the Quellac domain appears, it's gonna shut off my OK prompt on the quit out. So what I have to do is I actually have to time my quit out on the quit out screen and then quickly go through the prompt and press OK instead of just pressing OK. And another thing is that I'm not gonna be able to see absolutely anything, so yeah. I'm gonna just be using my character as a setup basically for the fall. full control quit out, so yeah.
Mr. Brood has just donated $6, saying 5 for the death, 1 for the pinwheel fight.
Thank you. Okay, so let me see if I can get this. So I'm gonna use the rocks on the ground as a setup. I'm gonna jump in the direction, then I'm gonna do the full control quit out. Okay, got it, nice. Nice clap, by the way. Nah, it's actually like, it's free with enough practice. People struggle with it, but if you practice enough, it's actually okay. Okay, so now we're gonna kill Quelaag. I wanted to unequip this thingy, there we go. I don't want to kill it with full control though. Dark beat. And the jump attack, of course. That's a reference to my boy Capitaine. Shout out if you're watching. So that was Quelaag, nice boss. Now for the next drop, I'm gonna cast full control to survive it.
Don't forget about Ceaseless.
Yeah, well, I just realized that I should have probably healed instead because I'm gonna go and kill Ceaseless. Actually, no, I'm killing Gwendolyn anyway, and then I'm gonna kill Ceaseless after Gwendolyn. So the full control is fine. Okay, never mind. So normally I would leave Centipede as the last boss, but since I'm gonna be taking an extra safety bonfire, I cannot really do it. The only reason I want to do Centipede as the last boss, except for Gwyn, is because it's gonna allow me to do a little bit of a better menuing and save like a second. But I left one boss outside of Isolith, and that's Gwendolyn. So I'm just gonna go ahead and walk to Darkmoon Tomb and go kill him. The reason I don't kill him early in the run, just like Meldraker used to do it, is because I don't have RTSR when I get here. If you remember, I went from here to Painted World without RTSR. So you cannot one-cycle Gwendolyn without RTSR.
And this fight is entirely random, so...
Yes. Unfortunately, this is not Grapple Mage, the sorcerer route, which like allows you to get so much intelligence that you can YOLO Gwendolyn and still one-cycle. But I have to wait for a specific attack to be able to approach Gwendolyn and then basically one-cycle. Which is this attack, but it's coming from really far distance, so I have to wait for another one. Which he's not doing right now, so I'm just gonna have to chill for a bit. Okay, here it comes. Okay, that's pretty good RNG. So I'm gonna get a stun with this Dark Beat, and bye. We're gonna bone back, and now I'm gonna go ahead and go kill Centipede, not Centipede, Ceaseless, sorry. First I'm gonna take RTSR off of this fall. I roll on the slope to not get a stagger on the bottom. And then we have only, after this boss, we have only 3 bosses remaining, so Marathon is slowly coming to an end, unfortunately. It's sad, I know.
Speaking of, I have another donation. I am not sure if April Fools, but it says, "Hello Catalyst, my name is Hidetaka Miyazaki and I made this game. I just wanted to let you know I'm currently watching the speedrun. Good luck." Thank you very much.
Yeah, fuck off, mate. But yeah, Centipede is a... Why am I talking about Centipede? This is Ceaseless. Ceaseless is a really easy fight. There's actually even cheese for it, but that is a lot slower than just doing this insanely skill-based R1 attack that I just do twice and that's it. So yeah, that was Ceaseless. Goodbye, Ceaseless. And now we're gonna do one of the coolest skips in the game, actually. So it's called the Far Sage Elevator Clip, and basically the next elevator that I'm gonna be clipping through is not part of this area. It's a shortcut to the area below me, and it's part of the area below me, so it's gonna load a little bit later. I'm gonna abuse that, and I'm gonna go ahead and stand at this little slope right here, and with several quit outs, it's actually gonna push me downwards slightly, and eventually I'm gonna clip through the elevator. Right? You saw like just on the bottom of the screen there's just like a black thing at first, and then the elevator spawns like right now. Okay, so I'm gonna quit out 2 more times to be safe. And normally I would die from fall damage, but thanks to some since Miyazaki is watching, arigato for this one, because Fire Sage is right at the bottom of this, and I can just plunge attack onto him and then survive this fall. So I'm gonna fall down, I'm gonna plunge attack, and I'm gonna survive this. It also deals decent damage to Fire Sage, and I'm gonna just finish him off with 3 Dark Beads. It also breaks the AI because we do not enter this fight normally. Okay, coming up is gonna be Centipede, the one that I was talking about the entire time, even though I meant Ceaseless. And Centipede is another potentially 2-shot boss, sometimes 3 shots. It depends on how well I aim or how well I do not aim. So I'm gonna set up RTSR with this drop, and then I'm gonna go ahead, equip armor. I'm not equipping armor for the boss, but rather for the lava later on. Also rip eye users right now. Okay, so I'm gonna wait for this attack, set up the aim. This should be a 2 shots. There we go, okay, really nice. I'm gonna roll over this, because why not? Okay, normally I would heal here, but since I'm gonna be taking the safety bonfire, I don't have to. I equipped the orange shard ring, which is a ring that I drop from Centipede, which is gonna allow me to walk over lava without taking like insane amount of damage. Basically, if you get on lava while not having that ring equipped, you just gonna get destroyed. I'm gonna take a little bit of a special path here to avoid some damage. That's gonna allow me to skip healing once. Normally I would have to heal, because I would take way too much damage. I wouldn't be able to make it to the point where I have to. But thanks to this special pathing, I'm not going to have to heal, which is going to save 3 seconds. Like any time I drink an Estus, it's 3 seconds lost. If I drink twice, it's 4 seconds, and so on.
So our one and only Zonorous donates $5 saying, "Hey Kata, I would wish you good luck, but you are a god gamer, you don't need luck. Unless the game's name is Uncharted. Also,
wow.
Thanks to GSM for organizing this awesome event. I love everybody in this room less than 3. And yes. I love you, Xonorous."
I agree with half of it. The Uncharted thing I don't agree with. But yeah, like definitely this marathon has been so amazing. Like it's crazy what the Orga crew is able to do with this. It's the second year this is happening, and already last year it was a great success and so much fun. And it just provides us an opportunity to meet up with like other runners and people that we talk to online every day, but like, for example, never get to see them. So if you have the chance to travel to any speedrunning marathon, actually, like, if you have the chance, do it, because it's really, really worth it. Okay, so now we're gonna have Pyro Lady ahead of us. There's one attack that's really hard to dodge, the other ones are easy. So let's hope we can survive around Pyro Lady. Okay, that one is free. And now we're gonna approach the worst boss in the game, which is Bed of Chaos. So this part of the game was basically made by a different company, because they were in a rush to release this game. And yeah, this boss is just very gimmicky. There's like 2 things on sides that I have to destroy. So I would have to go left, right, and then the floor would like drop and stuff. But instead what I'm gonna do is a strat called Talkie Bombs, which is gonna allow me to destroy those things with 2 precisely aimed bombs, hopefully. Wait, that was actually completely wrong, wasn't it? I'm actually confused right now. That should be good. Okay. Okay, nice. That was close. I'm very, very, very glad that I bought an extra bomb. And this is Bed of Chaos, and yeah, nice. So the thing with this boss is like... Whew, thank you, thank you. That was actually a close call there, because I missed the first one. But yeah, that boss is actually... it's not the power of Dark Beat, the one shot. You can destroy it with a fist. Like it's that bad of a boss that you just destroy 2 beams and then destroy with a punch. You destroy the worm.
You're just basically just fighting the game physics.
Yeah, exactly. So now we're actually approaching the last boss of this marathon, and we're entering the kiln. So if you want to keep the Dark Souls tradition, you can spam Frankazi in the chat right now.
Fail the parry.
No, I'm not gonna fail the parry.
Need more donations.
We need more donations, that's very true, but I also need decent time so I don't get bullied by speed souls. So here I'm gonna set up RTSR with the Silver Knight. If he does the right attack, there we go, very nice. And now all that's left is Gwyn, which is a really good boss. It's a really hard boss. He's super fast. He doesn't let you heal, and it's just a really cool fight. And that's what I would say if you were not able to parry him, basically. So yeah, it's such a good boss that I'm just not gonna even use my shield. I'm just gonna put it away. Also, these guys are such good bodyguards that I'm just gonna run without any weapons. I'm literally running naked. I only have my quiver. And you're gonna see how great this AI is. Hello. Okay, that's one. Like, I definitely wouldn't hire these guys to protect me. I think even Exonerus would do a better job than these dudes. That's a compliment, come on, man. Okay, that's the second guy. That's the third guy. Okay, so as I said, we're gonna parry with the fist. Let's not do Anubis. We're gonna wait for Gwyn. He's gonna jump. We're gonna do a 360 because we can. We're gonna do another one. We're gonna taunt the boy. Bring it, boy. Well, you can't because you did. And get ready on time. And time. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here watching this last run. Thank you to the organization crew for, again, putting up such an amazing event. Like, let's give them a round of applause because they really deserve it. Thank you for the opportunity you guys gave me. You accepted 5 of my runs, which was the most at the marathon. I hoped I provided decent enough entertainment in all of them. I tried my very best. I'm sure everyone at this marathon did. It was a marathon full of amazing runs, amazing memes, just amazing clips on Twitch. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? It was a great fun. I'm super glad I was able to be part of this, and yeah, I'm gonna probably give the word to the Orga crew because they're gonna do the finale, I guess. So yeah, thank you so much for having me. 1:20.26 would be actually even the fastest RTA time that's happening in the current Speed Souls tournament. So if you want to check out more Dark Souls, again, go to speedsouls.com. There's a tournament happening right now, and this would have been the fastest time in the first round. So yeah, as I said, I'm just a gold gamer. With me and the rest of the crew, goodbye.